Hey guys, how y'all doing? It's me, your girl, Jillian, and it's literally the middle of the night. I wanted to come on here and talk about some personal shit with you guys. First of all, let me adjust the motherfucking camera a little bit. Sorry, that's probably really awkward. This video may not even be posted, which is totally fine with me. I just need to vent a little bit. First of all, I have a vanity set up in my bedroom now. If you guys saw my Snapchat story, then you already know. You already know that. And this video may or may not be edited. I don't know yet. It probably won't be. But for those who may not have followed me on social media for the past year, honestly, year, because it's been a whole fucking year. This year has been from 2022 to now, from November of last year, October, November of last year, to November of this year. My life has been pretty fucking stressful. I'm not gonna come on here and be like, oh, my life was all rainbows and sunshine and blooming roses. No, it definitely has not been that. I want to talk to you guys about my past relationship because that relationship took a huge toll on me and on my mental health. I'm not going to talk about, of course I'm going to talk about the person. I'm not going to give out the person's name. But basically, they were a narcissistic, abusive alcoholic. I'm sure they still are, because they're not in my life anymore, but like they still exist. They still exist, which, grieving someone that is still alive, that is a whole different ballgame, you know what I mean? So at first the relationship was great, honestly, because narcissists tend to put on this role of themselves at first, and their reputation was so important to them. Honestly, like their reputation was so important to them that I couldn't tell my family anything involving them or my relationship with them. And so essentially they isolated me from my family and my friends. They made me right from the get-go, pretty much. And this should have been a red flag from the start, I know. They made me block a lot of my friends. I broke up friendships that I can't get back now. Some I've been able to rekindle, but not all of them, which sucks because they threatened to break up with me if I didn't do a certain thing that they wanted me to do, which is so ridiculous. And so yeah, there was that. There was the fact that they were so controlling. They were manipulative. We got into fights. I didn't really fight or argue. I just kind of took their shit, which I shouldn't have done. And eventually it got to the point where, you know what? I can't take your shit anymore, man. I can't take your shit anymore. So they like acted like they respected me, right? But they really didn't. They were like, just like, Okay? They literally could not have given two shits about it, or about me, or what I had to say. Like, for example, towards the end of our relationship, I was out with my cousin. I was hanging out with my cousin that I hadn't seen in literal years, just trying to hang out with her. And you know what my ex did? They called me a million times after I told them, hey, I'm out with my cousin. After I told them what I was doing, they still bothered to call me. And they were like, yeah, I'm gonna hurt myself if you don't go home. I'm just like, you're a prick. I didn't say that. I should have said that. I should have blocked their number. I should have just broken up with them right then. And they got mad at me over the stupidest bullshit. Like, genuinely, they got pissed over the stupidest fucking bullshit that I did that had literally nothing to do with them. And they were so sensitive about everything. Like, grow up, you fucking snowflake. Like, grow up. By the way, this individual is 33 years old. At the time, they were 32. 8-year age difference? You're acting like a teenager, bitch. Anyways, so it gradually just got worse over time. They cut themselves in front of me. Do you know how traumatizing that was for me? As somebody who used to do that to themselves. And yeah, they were manipulative and controlling, and they just thought that I was a little puppet on a string for them to control. Excuse me, I apologize. They literally treated me like utter shit and threatened to break up with me all of the time. I'm talking all the time. And you know what? I just got to a point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I have actual footage of me crying, like ugly crying so fucking hard because I was so heartbroken. I cried because I found out that they were cheating on me on this girl who lived in Ohio. She still lives there. Or she lives here, I don't know. But either way, you know how I found out? I found out through this girl's TikTok account and through my ex's TikTok account. My ex had me blocked from everything. So you know what? I created a second account for every social media that I owned, essentially. For every social media that platform that I have, created a second account, became a little FBI agent, figured shit out, called them out on it, and they still denied it, even though I had actual proof right in front of their fucking eyes. I'm like, do you think I'm fucking stupid? This bitch thought I was literally stupid. Like I didn't have a fucking brain. She thought I was dumb. Look in the mirror, bitch. I don't like this individual. Can you tell? They actually ended up doing a lot worse to me after I let them back in. Let's see. How did this end up happening? I was at work. I used to watch my niece for a job. So I was at work. And I was just like on the phone with them. And they were all like, yeah, We should, like, talk, get back together. Because we were broken up, taking a break, whatever. I had cut them off already by this point. And I stupidly let them back in. Because I was an idiot. Yep. And then I was on my way to leave with them. They decided to text my mom after my mom was already utterly pissed off at me for leaving with this person, because I still live with my parents, okay? It's a whole situation that I'm trying to get out of. They texted my mom from my cell phone and said, "Fuck you," to my mother. Excuse you? Excuse you. So, a couple of days pass, and I decide to go home with them after I tell them in vivid detail, because they were not asking for any less. They coerced me into telling them this. Oh, it gets worse. Just wait. It gets worse. And if you watch my Snapchat, and you should really add me on Snapchat because I'm really active on there. If you've seen my Snapchat stories, you already know a majority of what I'm talking about. You don't gotta watch this video to know what I'm talking about. I hooked up with somebody, which was not their business, but they insisted. Oh, by the way, we were engaged whenever I found out they were cheating on me. And we were still engaged throughout all of this other bullshit that happened. But we broke up, and I hooked up with somebody else because I thought, hey, I'm free from this person. I'm gonna do whatever I want. So I slept with somebody because I was entitled to that. I'm entitled to sleep with whoever I want if I like them. Isn't everybody? So they're pissed at me. They are utterly off their rocker, pissed off at me. And sorry, I'm getting so worked up over this, and I gotta take this hoodie down and untame this beast of hair. Or tame this beast of hair, I should say. I don't know. Anyways, where was I? Oh, yeah. So it's like the middle of the night. They're pissed off at me. They pick me up from my house. And on the way there, they're really mad at me, right? And they stop in the middle of a field on the side of the road. And this is the really hard part for me to talk about. They tell me to get out of the car, which I do. And they walk over to my side of the car. And I'm standing there, scared because I don't know what they're gonna do. And what they do completely shocked me. And I was already in tears on the way to their house. So you know what they did? They strangled me. They slapped me about 4 times and pulled my hair really hard. Then I got back into the car. And before you say, oh, that didn't happen, or like you don't believe me, I have photographic proof of the marks. I'm not going to show them because I don't want to trigger anyone. And then we drive back to their house. we drive back to their house, and on the way back, they continue hitting me. They continue calling me names. They threatened to rape me. And you know what they did whenever we got there? They raped me. And then throughout the night, they acted like everything was fine when I was not fine. They acted like they didn't do anything, like to that extent. Acted like they didn't strangle me, and they didn't rape me, and they didn't like physically harm me in any way. They acted like everything was fine. And the next day, they take me home. I break up with them, decide, hey, I can't do this anymore. And then I file an EPO against them. And then after all of this court BS, in this state that I live in, because the court system here sucks. It sucks. They decide to file an EPO against me. They decided to file an EPO against me, and they didn't give me a choice. I had to drop mine. They made me drop mine. In other words, they still took control over the whole situation. So therefore, I no longer have an EPO against this person. And I don't know what they're gonna do. I literally was at a friend's apartment, at her apartment, and was driven to the hospital in an ambulance and got a rape kit done. So they still have a case against her. I don't know what they're gonna do. Still, I don't know what they're gonna do. The reason I'm making this video is because I am no longer in any legal, lock with it. I am no longer in any legal thing with it, so and I had to make all new social media because, as soon as the EPO dates ended, which is an emergency protective order, a restraining order in my state. It's just called an emergency protective order. So, yeah, I'm not in any legal, I can't get in trouble for talking about it. I had to make a whole new social media because as soon as the EPO ended, they contacted me through an anonymous account. And the only reason I found out that it was them is because they sent me a voice message. They would not show me pictures of them. They would not show their face at all. So I'm still dealing with the trauma. I'm in therapy twice a week for it. And I don't want anyone to pity me or feel sorry for me because I don't feel like a victim anymore. I mean, I get sad about it, and I still deal with the PTSD and anxiety of it, but I don't view myself as a victim, so I'm asking you guys to not victimize me, please. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this if you made it all the way through. On top of that, my grandmother passed away in September on the 10th. So, I miss her every day. I wish she was here. So that's been a lot on our family. It's been a lot on me. So throughout my relationship with my ex, I lost friends. My grandmother's health was deteriorating, and I watched my grandmother wither away right before my eyes. So, anyways, I'm gonna go. Bye, guys.